For the integral of this problem here, integral of negative pi over 4 to positive pi over 4 tangent square x dx. So anytime we see problems like this, we just want to make our lives a lot easier, okay? Or either if there is any format that goes with it, is it by substitution, is it by integration by part, any of those things, you know, comes in mind. Now in this case, somebody looks at tangents and say, okay, is that, you know, sine square of x over cosine square of x? A lot of ideas going to come. But one that also comes is this one can be equal to the integral of negative pi over 4, positive pi over 4 of 1 plus tan square of x minus 1 dx. All right? So once we get that, because 1 minus 1 is 0, so that gives you tan square, you know, tan square x back, and that's what you have there. All right? So these two here. So once we have those two there, what's the integral of 1 plus tan square x? So that's the reason why we did that, because this one is easy. The integral of 1 plus tan square of x is equal to tan of x. Okay? So this one then gives us what? This one then gives us tan x minus the integral of 1 is x. Going from negative pi over 4 to positive pi over 4. All right? So, guys, one thing that you can always do is, you know, check things out. So the integral, the derivative of tangent of x is 1 plus tan squared x, okay? So that's something that you can always choose to, you know, quickly check yourself, but on a test, you don't need that, okay? Unless you really doubt yourself and you have some time, yes, of course, you can do that, okay? So, but we can try here, okay? So we can do that very quickly here. So let's see here. So let's say that we want to find, so we're talking about tan of x prime, okay? So we know tan of x is what? It's the same thing as sine of x over cosine of x, right? So you want to find the derivative of this. So that means f over g prime, okay? So that's f prime times g minus g prime times f. Again, f prime times g minus g prime times f. So that means the f, which is sine, so the derivative of sine x, which is cosine x, times the cosine x at the bottom, that's the g, minus, so minus here, so the derivative of the bottom one, so derivative of cosine is negative sine of x times sine of x over cosine squared of x, okay? So that's what we have. So now cosine x times cosine x is cosine squared of x. So now minus and minus, that would give us what? Plus sine squared of x, the whole divided by cosine squared of x. Okay? So once we have that, so what's going to happen? Now we can split this in two. So we have cosine squared of x over cosine squared of x, and then plus you have sine squared of x over cosine squared of x. All right? So once we get that, so what's going to happen here? So this one is equal to 1 plus sine squared x divided by cosine squared of x is just what? It's just tan squared of x. And that's what we just said, which is just this one here. All right? So let's continue with this. Okay, so this one is going to give us what? Tan of positive pi over 4 minus pi over 4. Okay? Then minus, what's happening here is they have tan of negative pi over 4 minus negative pi over 4. So you got to be careful about how you're putting these things down. If not, you're going to make just slight mistake when it comes to these problems. You get the bottom line wrong, okay? So this one, because we have a minus already, and then we have minus pi over 4 as well, okay? So we can even come here. This is then equal to what? So what is tan pi over 4? Okay, tan we all know is sine over cosine. So that is sine of pi over 4 is square root of 2 over 2. So then at the bottom also is square root of 2 over 2. That's the same thing for the cosine. So that gives us 1. So this one, the first one is going to give us 1 minus pi over 4 minus, so what's happening here? So this one here is negative pi over 4 tan of that. So that gives us negative 1. Okay? And then negative here is positive pi over 4. But yet because of this negative sign, that will give us then negative pi over 4. So this one will be equal to then. So that will be 1 minus pi over 4. Okay? So this one is a plus, and this one is a plus and then minus. So then we have, then this one is a positive 1, and then this one is plus pi over 4. Okay? So normally this is a plus, and that should give us a minus. Okay, so you have to be very careful. So that's a minus. So because this one is a plus. Minus, minus, it's a plus. So this one, we change this one to a minus. Careful. Okay? So 1 plus 1 is going to give us 2. And then negative pi over 4. Negative pi over 4 is 2 of that. So that will give us negative pi over 2. Okay? So it's 2 times pi over 4, which is then pi over 2. So ladies and gentlemen, this is your final answer here for this problem. So this one, you don't have to do this on the test, okay? You don't have to. I rather want you to understand, to know this, you know, that the integral of 1 plus tan squared of x is equal to tan x, okay? I just demonstrated that, okay? So this is just a sideshow, okay? All right, so guys, this is the problem. Thank you, okay? Voila.